All right. Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. 32 days we have to the next World Cup, to the current World Cup that will be starting. That will be on the 11th of June, 2026. So you count it now. It tells you that we have 32 days to go. That is the big one that we're talking about here. Nigeria not going. We know that already. But the teams that are ready to go there, apart from probably Iran, everybody is certain. But the FIFA president said Iran will go. They've spoken to them. They will be at the World Cup. So we're looking about, we're looking at USA, we're looking at Mexico, we're looking at Canada, and then the Festival of Football, the Fun Fest, everything is going to happen. We will give you stories and then updates, and of course the number 32, like we say, what has it got to do? For so many years, 32 teams actually represented the World Cup until now, up to 2022, we're still having 32 teams. Football continues because at the NPFL level, Rangers are saying today, it may be their day. It may be holy Enugu Rangers at the Cathedral. They will host Insurance of Benin. Historical because there used to be that Rangers, Insurance, Shooting Stars, and then with the other, those were the three big teams at a point. So when they play each other, the earth shakes. The earth was shaking. Earthquake. I would never experience earthquake in Nigeria. I hope we'll never ever experience it. The ones we are facing is enough. Let's face the floods, not the earthquakes. So, but that is what it was like then when Rangers take on Bendel Insurance. I've lived that so many times, the 1978 finals. Of course, it was that Insurance beating Shooting Stars in the semi-finals and taking on Rangers in the finals. And of course, it signaled the arrival of a new power, from the duopoly that we used to have. And that was just it. So basically today, Rangers, they came from behind because, at a point, everybody thought it was going to be Rivers United. They had about 3 or 4 games in hand or so, and they were still topping. When they lost to Bayelsa United, I knew that something was fundamentally, not going to be what we expect. As it is now, they are traveling to, they are going to play Wiki today. And if they lose or they fail to pick point there, and Rangers wins, then we don't need week 38. We don't need it is maybe as good as that. We'll have said congratulations to Rangers International. So we're moving out of there. Of course, the APL is all there. And what did they do yesterday? They got some points. They got 3 points. The Chasers now, they didn't win last season because it was Liverpool that won it. But then this season now, at a point everybody wrote them off. Just the way Rangers came in. Arsenal has been up there every week in, week out. And then suddenly there was that slump. They played City, and then City caught up. It now became a case of equal goals, equal points, equal goals difference, and goals for. Remember in 2012 when City, after we're going for so many donkey years, the City won that league by a goal difference against the Manchester United. So everybody's looking at this. So as at now, Arsenal has those two points. And a goal, because it was 2 points. It was 5 points and 4 goals before City played this day. But by virtue of that 3 goals win, that they cut down that goal difference by 1 and then cut down the points by 3. So it is now 2 goals at a point. But now they've played equal number of games. So no game at hand. But I think the Gunners will play today are facing a Hamas team that, after winning the European Conference League just a few seasons ago, are looking at the drop because London must donate one team. Yes, I used the word donate. I know I meant it because between Spurs and West Ham, a team has to go down. Forest are trying to save their lives. I don't know, as it is, saving their season. But we can't say the same thing for Spurs and West Ham. If one of them has to go down, we don't know which. And if West Ham don't want to go down, they will start. But that Herculean task, they have to try to stop Arsenal from winning the league. So it is either a champion or a drop. The devil and the deep blue sea. Which one is going to happen? I don't know. We'll look at the EPL. We're going to tell this. Those are some of them that we try to say. Let us open the line so that you guys will join us and see. Our Falconers have qualified for the Under-20 World Cup. And the street one, there is a record of they've been there among the top notch. I think all they just have to do is try to see if they can. But I will tell you why I believe the Falconers may be in a position to win that trophy this year. I will tell you. There is something. We always look at that, those connectivity, those connections and stuff like that. So basically, they might be in a position to win the cup this year. We've never won it, but the Falconers, going over there. Let us see what is going to happen. Yes, they've qualified. They've qualified, and that is exactly what we are seeing. Going to Poland in September to represent your Nigeria and my Nigeria. At the at the World Cup. We're going to do it at the World Cup. So, but we are also looking at other leagues and other sports and see how it is going to be. The top scorers in the league. The top scorers in the league are also, we'll let you know the top scorers in the league as we are having them. But then it is not going to be where we have people like Isha Jatu scoring 19 goals in the league. Right now, what we are looking at probably 13 goals and stuff. So it also tells you how tight the league is. It also tells you how tight the league is. So without much ado, we look at boxing. Yesterday, Daniel Dubois said, look, I would have lost to this man or lost to the other man, but when it came to getting things done yesterday, he really got it done. He got it done. Because when they knock you down, when you get knocked down in the first minute, 10 seconds was what it took for Fabio to send him that goal. The guy went down in the first round, 10 seconds. Okay, he got that, and while he was still trying to say, okay, fine, let me steady myself, let me come into this fight, by the third round, he got another one. But this time he just took that is experience there. He took a standing 8 count. Nobody told him, only him on his own. Say, look, I need a breather. He did some little backlash and WrestleMania and survived. And before he knew it, the table was turned. He battered, Fabio. And at the end of the day, we saw Fabio telling the mother, I am okay, man. I am okay. Boxing, it is not a sweet science, so it is a brutal science. This money, everywhere somebody will think how to make money. Either you make money from, running. I think maybe some energy tasking, sports like squash, like cycling. Have you ever, got your bike and then, kind of ride, on a steep hill? You understand? Not coming down, going up, climbing on that gradient. That's where you know that, yes, where you finish, your laughs will tell you the story. We want to take a very short break, and then when we come back, my guests are my colleagues. They are in the house, and we'll get back to you. All right, you're welcome back. Still Channel Sport on Sunday, and my team are in the house. Okpe, how are you? Okpe, me Ajala is here.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. What a weekend. Climax everywhere. Nigerian League, South African League, Spanish League, English Premier League, and also the Scottish League. Whether we have a new
Scottish
winner.
League, I think
Since Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Now, I think the old Prem Derby is 1-1
it's
now.
on. Is it 1-1 now? Well, because that Rangers went to lose at home.
Yeah.
And now that they are taking on Celtic.
So because Art also had a draw yesterday.
Against Motherwell.
Against Motherwell. So now they are also lucky. It's still a draw now after 45.
Because if Celtic wins today, it might be the advantage.
Because Celtic is playing
hard in the last game. Yeah.
But they'll still get to play Motherwell midweek.
Okay. All right. Jimmy, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, Ken. Great pleasure to be here as always. I listened to you talk about the Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois fight.
Yeah.
I think it was a masterclass. It was. It has to be regarded as the best and the biggest of the clashes between two British heavyweights. I recall a few weeks ago we talked about this, and we were struggling to find which of the British heavyweights really have done well. But when you consider the quality of what came to play yesterday.
Was it quality or the heart?
I think it had to do with the quality.
The referee, should have stopped that game before before it gets to 11th round.
Ken, two things. Let me highlight the Nigerianness of the situation, because Daniel Dubois' mom is the Nigerian Nike.
Okay.
Also, the trainer, Don Charles, is a Nigerian.
Okay.
Don Charles is a Nigerian. So that's very important to note that, that resilience is part of what really played out, and people really
it's Nigerian
appreciated it. That Nigerian factor.
The resilience
even when he defeated AJ.
Fabio, when that he was talking about resilience, or the man that is taking care of things. He was at receiving end.
The two of them actually. Yeah. We have to be realistic about this, because at a point it looked like Daniel Dubois was a quitter. He had gone in so much. His mental toughness had been scrutinized, and really he had been pilloried for that. But coming into that bout, when you saw he had gone down twice, nobody could have expected he would go on to batter Fabio Wardley that much, because he received a lot of beating. And that reminded me of Dadashev in 2019 when we lost him, just because, they called it too late to try to intervene. But you also do not ultimately blame Ben Davison so much, because it's a title fight, and they always believe that Wardley
title fight. Somebody's life is at stake.
I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to balance it. See, I think they should have called it earlier. I think also Howard Foster had been pilloried because of the fact that he called so early the one between Parker and Parker, and also Wardley.
A professional referee.
Yeah.
For those of us who have been following boxing for over 40 years, we tell that is why you see in football, if there's like head injury or whatever, you see that they stop whatever it is. When the guy is bleeding profusely, when he is blind and could not see, I remember
it was so ugly to watch.
Yeah,
blood all over his face and all that.
The thriller in Manila. When Frieza was blind, and at a point he was up, he has the heart. He still wants to go. But Muhammad Ali was just picking him out. And there are certain things, the guy was different. You cannot defend what you cannot see.
Absolutely. So Ken, whilst I understand where you are coming from, there's something about Fabio Wardley that he has become known for. He has been known to come back from adversity. So maybe, just maybe, Howard Foster, he might have affected the psyche of Howard Foster to call it off immediately, because of what happened between Parker and Wardley.
But Ken, yes, we all know boxing is their livelihood.
Yes.
It's not what their lives.
So
absolutely.
Obviously, hurt by not
stopping it.
Because even at a point you have your corners, and because
is it the umpire now first, or his corner? Because I would think it's the corner to call it. We saw what happened, McBrellan and Deontay Wilder. He eventually got sacked.
Jimmy, you have some time. I think the chief arbiter there is the umpire.
Is the umpire.
So did he call in the doctors twice or not?
No, he needed to have exercised discretion to call
I understand. There's no blame to go round.
No,
right?
no. I think the referee
is the final arbiter in this. And then when a life is at stake, like he said, you are fighting, but you are not going to fight for your life. You understand? Yeah. You can see him. He's already bleeding. How much blood can you lose before?
Exactly.
When you start losing blood, you start getting faint. You are losing. He was losing blood. His nose everywhere. His eyes were puffy and closed.
It was so sad to watch.
So when you can no longer defend,
he didn't go down, and he wasn't defending intelligently. So I agree totally.
I think
two
the
rounds
referee
before.
should have a soul search
like you said, some people love brutality, but for people like us, I mean, they say,
why do we call it sweet science?
It's not bestial.
Yes, that is it. So if it's supposed to be the sweet science of self-defense, what is sweet about that? You understand?
But you have rules guiding this.
Of course, definitely.
And I think this is going to really affect the confidence of Daniel Dubois, because at a point in time, he got questioned for his mentality. He had been seen as someone that doesn't answer questions, he doesn't communicate clearly. But right now, I'm sure with what has happened between himself and Wardley now, he goes on to become a monster, a real monster.
Jimmy, the man still remains a Division 2 heavyweight.
I
don't agree with Tokwe. I don't know how you go from being a WBA regular champion,
yes,
IBF world champion, heavyweight too, and also the WBO. And at the end of the day, he's a two-time world champion. You can't say he's a
WBO is like
Jimmy.
WBO comes after
it's he who gets in the ring that understands the amount of punches
we can't whitewash the guy is in the Division 2.
WBC, WBA.
Yeah.
You understand? WBC, WBA. Those IBF came in later. Yes. IBF came in at the time when
Ken, I did the top four: WBA, WBC, WBO, and IBF. I did the top four.
Jimmy, I am telling you, when I started following boxing, there was no IBF.
Accepted.
So there was no IBO, there was no WBO.
So you want to throw away the WBO?
No,
is it not a standing body regarded?
No, WBO is the fourth. When you grade them, is the fourth in that.
So whoever is the WBO champion has to be relegated to a big class.
Yes.
No,
obviously
you cannot benchmark WBO and
WBC. So what you are saying is, when Usyk got the WBO title, it was big classes at that point in time.
Of course,
yes. I don't agree with this.
No, but whatever we want to look at,
Jimmy,
WBO
it is rated.
Okay, so what you have said that led to this is that he's a B-class boxer.
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy.
That's what you have said.
Jimmy, today.
Are we confirming that? Is that what you have said?
Jimmy, let me ask you this. We can check it now on set. Check it on set. What is Dubois ranking in WBC and WBA now? Check it.
But you can't.
So what are you saying? It's a simple thing now. Your ranking tells you top ranks. Can we stop this? We can continue this over. We don't want to agree. But I've only told you that the only way to cross-check either of us here is to check the ranking of this guy.
Don't forget, okay, I've listened carefully.
It's like saying,
but when you say someone is undisputed, it must have amassed all the four, right? So that means you do not want to relegate one. If you're saying undisputed, it's because you have amassed all the four.
When you have WBA, WBC, and you have undisputed.
WBC used to be number one. When Deontay Wilder was number one, WBC, it was not regarded as best boxer.
WBO is not added for you to be undisputed.
No, Ken, it is.
It is those three.
It
is not the four.
It is four.
It is the three.
It is
Once
the
you have the three, it becomes
Once you have the three, it becomes undisputed. WBO
does came.
Can we move on this? I know, Jimmy, we will start on this and won't stop. Let us just move on. 32 days to the World Cup. But let's leave boxing. We have discussed it, thank God. 32 days to the World Cup. Hey, let me tell you this. That is what it is. So there are some facts behind this. 48 teams will be going to this World Cup. But before then, I think from 1998 till 2022,
Yeah.
It's been 32 teams. Yeah. So 32 you are going, because that is how 32 teams have gone. But it's 32 days to the World Cup. And let me also say this. Because I want to see if we can open the lines also later on so that you guys can be part of this show. The 14th team that will represent Africa is Cape Verde in this. So 13 countries have represented Africa before now, 13. So this is the 14th one. And Africa has played a total of 168. 168 games have been played by all African teams joined together at the World Cup. Out of that 168, Africa has won 37. Out of that, no, sorry, 139, not 139 games, sorry. Let me take that out. They've played 139 games, not 160, 139 games. But Africa has won only 37 out of 139 games. So it tells you that 102, they have not won. They have lost 68. All right, okay. Okay, there it is. 139 games have been played by African teams. Where you can
37 wins.
37 wins.
34 draws.
And 68 games lost.
Across 139 matches.
Yes, across 139 matches they've played. So you can see the breakdown there. Okay, and then the most wins at the World Cup, Brazil has 76 wins, while Africa has 37.
Yeah, naturally, because they've been every edition of the World Cup. Every edition of the World Cup. So
they have been the superpower.
Germany has 68 wins. Italy has 45 wins. Argentina 47, France 39. France is almost having almost the same thing with Africa. You know, Brazil has 76 wins. Let me ask you guys, when do you think Africa will reach that mark?
Yeah, Ken. Now that we're having almost
10 teams
parity in representation, I think we should be looking at catching up with the rest of the world, because if you know what it took Africa to get the sole slot, and at the point we had to boycott the World Cup.
Yes, 1966.
We can't share any slot with
Asia.
And of course, we got one in 1970, which Morocco, they were proud ambassadors. And of course, 1970 to 82, when 78, when Tunisia won for Africa for the first time. Then 82, you had the Indomitable Lions unbeaten, even against the virtual champions, Italy. So from 82, we also had a milestone in 86 when Morocco became the first African team to make it to the knockout stage, losing to in virtual finalist Germany. So 90 was a record-breaking year for Africa. You have Roger Milla and the Indomitable Lions again getting to the quarterfinal for the first time. And 94, you had the Nigerian teams with their brilliance.
The first time they said 3 teams should go.
Yeah, we had Nigerian teams with our brilliance and entertainment value we added to the World Cup, and of course losing out to the Italians. So we've actually recorded milestone at every stage. And Nigerians we have played in most knockout stages.
I think 22 games.
Yes, and we have been in 3 more than any other team. So coming to the last one, Senegalese again took it up in 2002, beating the defending champions, just like Cameroon did in 1990. And of course, getting to the quarterfinal, losing via golden goal. 2002, Ghana came 2006, made it to the knockout stage. So, of course, when we hosted, South Africa became the first host not to make the knockout stage, but of course
they are yet to make the knockout stage.
The Ghanaians were there to actually celebrate Africa, and of course it took the ingenuity of a certain Suarez before we failed to make the semi-final, which the Moroccans proudly did for Africa again. So it's been so far so good for the African side.
So far so good for African side. I'm with you, Jimmy. Cameroon has been there 8 times. But Nigeria has the most wins at the World Cup. 6. We've been to the World Cup 6 times. And we won it 6. We won 6 wins. Morocco that even got to the semi-final, I was surprised I only won 5.
5, yeah.
Egypt, that was the first to represent Africa, has never won a World Cup game. So if we are winning 6-5, 5-5, how did he win 67?
No, I think it's still a far cry of maybe another 3 or 4 competitions more and that means we should be.
But with 10 teams
with 10 teams.
Yes.
But you look at the quality of the teams we are parading. If they are able to
Morocco, Egypt, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Tunisia.
Of the 10.
Yes.
How many of them do you actually think will qualify through to the second round of
I don't. We'll look at the group. Probably by next week.
Because all the heavyweights are there.
Yes.
All the heavyweights, the best Africa can present. They are
there. You have 10. Only Nigeria is not going.
But you have very, very tough groups. So we just wait to see. I think
Jimmy,
40%.
He just said this. It's Argentina 78 when Tunisia trashed Mexico by 3-1. Then I tell you this. They were wailing in Mexico. People were throwing their television out of the windows, crying. Some people were jumping out. They couldn't understand that an African country can beat Mexico. Not just one, not just two, but 3-1. The first African win. It was like Africa was Syria. Just go over there and it's African team. But they didn't see it coming. You understand? So basically, if as at 1978, they've done that. Up till now,
even 82, Algeria will have qualified. If not for what they call the shame of Guillaume, and where Austria and Germany.
Again, we're just talking about momentous gains, not going farther.
Exactly.
Just like Morocco did.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to record enough wins, that means you have many more of these countries get into the latter stages of the World Cup, so that we can have enough of the wins. You may have a win and a draw, and it takes you to the latter stage. But we're talking about wins. So if you have, let's say, 10 wins, it still will not amount to anything.
But let me ask you,
in the 2 or 3
between wins and progression, which one will you take?
Progression.
Oh, progression. Progression, actually. So that means we should talk more about progression. The milestones. Absolutely. So we may not focus on the number of wins. Because as far as we are progressing, and we're able to stake a claim for the number of sports, higher number of sports.
Okay, the numbers are right there on the screen. We're talking about the World Cup, talking about Daniel Dubois, and then talking about what happened yesterday. But then Rangers might win the league today. Rangers might just win the league today. Nobody saw this coming. Let me say about 8 weeks ago, as Rivers United were on the continent. They were not doing too well, but they have amassed some points at home and felt that they were comfortable. Jimmy, take that.
Fabio will be playing against Kun Khalifat. Niger Tornadoes will be playing away at El Academy Warriors. Rangers will be hosting another traditional club, Bendel Insurance, and Warrior Wolves will be away at Kano Pillars. Katsina United will be hosting Korodu City. Enyimba will be away at Kwara United.
All right.
So Nasarawa Plateau United. Remo Stars takes on Bayelsa United. Shooting Stars.
Relegation dogfight.
Host Barao FC. While Wiki Tories host title chasing Rivers United.
Okay. If we can see the table. Okay, but these are the top scorers.
Joseph Arumala on 13 goals. Uche Collins on 12. We have 4 of them. Uche Collins, Godwin Obaje, Victor Bauma, Jonathan Mariga, those are on 12. Then Emeka Obioma on 11. Chidera Michael also on 11. Dadi Abdurrahman on 10 goals.
Victor Bauma and Godwin Obaje, they've always been among. They've been consistent.
They are almost veterans.
So you have Rangers 62 points. Wide goal difference 18. Rivers United 9 points. 9 plus goal difference 61 points. Then Korodu City 58 points. Just 3 points behind Rivers United and 5 points behind Enugu Rangers.
Okay, Rangers takes on Insurance. Insurance are on 5th. Yeah, Insurance are on 5th.
So a win for Insurance takes them actually to the continental range, which
so they also need. So there is a motivation. There is a motivation for them. You understand?
So because from Abia Warriors, that is number 6, you still have hope of being on the continent.
Abia Warriors, of course, we are sending 4 teams on the continent from this. Okay, probably also the FA Cup winner. So probably it is 1, 2, 3 that might go to the continent. Abia Warriors were on the continent last time. The Abia Warriors, Kwara United. Kwara is not on. They're not on the top 11 here. Yeah. And then Remo Stars.
Okay,
let's go to the bottom because something is one here. When you go from 9th or from 10th on the table, Plateau United on 47 points. You understand? You now see where relegation is Kun Khalifat. So, I mean, every team here are not even safe. Plateau United, Enyimba, Warri Wolves, because if Wiki Tourists win their 2 games and they go to 46, depends on goal difference. Yeah. They might be, but
no, Wiki will go to 43 points.
I say if they win, they are standing to. They have 2 more games to go at the end of the season.
6 more games.
That's what I'm saying. That's a 6-pointer.
6-pointer, yeah.
So you now see how it is. Everybody up there.
I think I'm more worried about what has happened to Remo and Kwara United.
Well,
the 2 of them haven't played on the continent, and
unfortunately
they are now having to battle.
Battle this. It happens.
It says a lot about the lack of continuity with our club.
No, it happened to Leeds United.
Yeah.
Leeds United played in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Before so it is not. Certain things just happen that you cannot explain.
Yeah,
you understand? So it don't just when we look at it in Nigeria, it's okay, fine. They're defending champions, and here they are.
The NPFL, just like the La Liga.
Yes.
For the La Liga, the relegation based team, Alaves, can still, in fact, Real Sociedad, which is 8th on the table, can still go on relegation.
Can still go on relegation.
Even Getafe, that is 7, can still go on relegation. So, but the only difference is why their marksmen score more goals.
Okay.
Marksmen. They are
okay, while you are there, El Clasico taking place today. But a lot of stories about Real Madrid. Abelo has come out to say, look, they made a mistake. They've apologized. That is what happened. But the club says 500,000 euros you are going to pay each. What is happening? There is a kind of Rudiger, but there's a point that is been taken out of context. It was like almost like a
Mbappe outgun.
Mbappe, somebody went on social media and said, I need 200,000 votes, signatures to let him. We don't want him again. At a point, about 40-something million. I don't know how much. I will check here. I don't know how many millions. What is happening in Real Madrid? It's like when he rains, it pours. What is happening everywhere?
I think in every 20 seasons, you have this happen to Real Madrid. Maybe for like 2 seasons, they go trophyless. It happened in 2004, 2005, 2006, also in 82, 83, 84. But I think what's most worrisome has to be the indiscipline in the ranks of the players. And like I did say last week, Abelua is not the kind of coach that can instill discipline in that side. I don't think the likes of Ancelotti, Mourinho will be in that, will be in the dugout with the players, and they will be doing all of this stuff. You have quite a number of the players not talking to themselves. There's a lot of indiscipline.
But it happened under Mourinho.
It happened because
it happened under Mourinho when you have the Spanish players and the Portuguese players. It happened under Mourinho.
Was it being managed? The question is, was it being managed?
He
was able to manage it.
They were winning. Because that is different. Now they are not winning, so these things are different.
That is why it is being blown out of proportion.
If you have indiscipline, the manager is struggling to caution the players, and they are not getting results on the field. It happens that, something has to give. At this point, they need to change the manager, and also.
But they changed the manager.
The players.
Alonso left because of player power. So you can't keep chopping the manager.
To manage the egos of these Real Madrid players.
Wait, first. I want to ask you, because we talk about egos of players, and I wonder where they get the ego from. Because one, who was Vinicius before he came to Real Madrid? We can talk about Mbappe that is coming in. Yeah. So who has the ego? Who has the ego in Real Madrid? Who?
There is something about stars.
No, who has the ego?
There is a lot of player power right now.
Jimmy, I want us to.
I think it's more because they are not getting. I want us to
look at it specifically in this, because, like you said, because results are not coming in. When the results are not coming in, whatever
he papers over the cracks.
That is just the thing. But when you get in the results, you will look at it, because players have ego. Players are. I wonder. There is only one discipline, and there is only the box stops at one man's desk, and that is the manager. And then if the board,
ideal, Ken.
So what?
That's the idea.
No.
The realistic is that not all managers have that same verve to be able to manage.
You can talk about managerial style.
Jimmy, if
Ancelotti was not autocratic.
Okay.
Yes. Ancelotti was smoking cigar with the players. Yeah. You will see him there.
But my man was top-notch. And again, he was getting the results.
He was getting results.
These things happen. Because even Mourinho lost the dressing room when the stuff started turning.
That is why they sacked him. So if Mourinho was so good at handling, They sacked him.
He had to remind you now.
Say what?
He had to remind you now.
He's still unbeaten anyway.
Ken has to remind you. Ken has to remind you.
All right, I did La Liga results.
Real Sociedad 2-2 draw with Real Betis. Celta Vigo winning against Champions League secured Atletico Madrid. Then Sevilla with our own Aquadam.
Yeah, Aquadam scoring those that last minute goal to help them.
So against Espanyol. Elche 1-1 draw with Deportivo Alaves.
Okay.
Mallorca will be hosting Villarreal, and Valencia will be away at Athletic Club. Real Oviedo will be hosting Getafe. Real Madrid and Barcelona will be slugging it out in the El Clasico that may determine Barcelona winning the.
What is happening? What is happening between Rangers, Celtic and Rangers? Is this still 1-1?
Coronation for them.
Okay, let us take the Falconets. Like we said, they've qualified for the World Cup that will be taking place in Poland. Later this year. I think it's in September. But they hold a record. The Falconets of Nigeria, Brazil, and the USA. Those are the only three countries, the only three teams that have always participated. Just like we say Brazil has been a World Cup. These are the ever-present crowd. Yeah, they are.
The Brazilians again.
Yes.
Nigeria, USA. Then, of course, Germany, because they are not coming this time.
They are not coming this time around.
We are the
omnipresent.
With all the 12 editions, and the Malawians wanted to put a bomb to that.
I think 2-0 before we got that goal.
Very, very tough game.
So we've got to the final.
Now look at that place. Yes, that belt. I want to say something about that. The Falconers have played in two finals, in 2010 and 2014. And on both occasions losing to Germany. And Germany is not coming. So we are. So
maybe just maybe.
Let's wait and see. And they've always been present now that they are.
Now that they are there, of course.
Let's make it.
Let's make it.
Our bogey team.
Because that was the only way Roger Federer was able to win a French Open because Robinson Daly beat Nadal. You understand? Jimmy.
Okay. If you don't throw jibes and barbs, so I don't know.
Okay, Jimmy, take that.
The date 5th to 27th September 2026. 24 nations will compete, and the host cities are Lodz, Beczko, Biala, Katowice, Żonowiec. Then the defending champions are North Korea. That won the third title. They won their own third title.
They won it 3 times already, and they are defending champions. That North Koreans, the way they play. Okay, all right. So that is the thing.
Celtic and Rangers still 1-1.
Still 1-1. All right, they've qualified. That we told you earlier on. That is the team they've qualified. So they are qualified for the 12th time.
I'm happy that Moses Aduku is able to get this done.
Okay.
He's a very good coach, and also he's had injury concerns with some of the better players. Not being able to make it, but
under 20, now. They can find players everywhere.
They have another opportunity.
If we are looking for under 20 players, we should be complaining about injuries. We should be talking about under 20. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
There's something that you do. At times you are too idealistic.
I'm too idealistic. Jimmy, if we are looking for under 20 players,
Jimmy,
the lines are open.
Coaches do it.
Jimmy, as a nation,
the lines are open. You guys can enjoy
we have failed in conducting our census. Census should be your demographic every 10 years. But even without conducting the census, we should have enough. We should have enough teenagers to play in the under 20 World Cup.
Actually do scout
but that is their job.
But that's in reality that
that is their job,
Jimmy.
We are not empowering our coaches to be able to scout. You remember Sunday Olise talked about the template that he was advocating for, more like a regional scouting system, the zonal whatever. The question really is, if we are deliberate and we want to plan, we want to conquer the world, it's going to take time. But we have to be strategic about it. We have to not only be deliberate, we have to empower the coaches that we have.
Jimmy,
there's a lot. Hold on.
Okay.
There's a lot of improvement in terms of coaching certification these days. We are hearing good news about our coaches having to go through the B, C, and A right now. So it's good. But we also need to be able to empower our coaches from the state association level to ensure as much as possible they go out to scout more, then converge at the zonal level, and the best of the talents will be harnessed from those zones So I'm not saying that our coaches don't do it because they don't want to do it, but we need to empower them more to get the zonal scouting system
I'm trying to remember. Is it basket?
I'm trying to remember.
Athletics.
Okay.
Sorry, athletics.
Okay.
The coaches went to camp. And after how many weeks, they were paying their 100,000 naira. No. Jimmy, you spent 3 months in camp. And they are paying you. So, when you say, what are they going to see, Jimmy, I'm sorry, but...
Is that not part of the empowerment we are talking about?
Yeah, because, listen, we sat down here.
Yeah.
On this place. We looked at the budget of the Minister of Sports. Obe brought those things out, and we break them down, and we fought for a separate sports Minister of Sports. Yeah. On this set, we justified it. We brought him to the speaker. They got that. They got the Minister of Sports, which shall now be transferred back to NIS. So from about 7 billion that they were getting, now they are getting over 100 and something billion. Yeah. So for goodness sake, we're not fighting for our own personal self. Absolutely. We're fighting for a sector.
Yeah.
And we came out to that. So basically, who are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for? You understand? You are doing it for where it is actually needed. The grassroots. There are the issue here, which probably by next week we'll discuss it. The Paralympians that went to the World Championship came second behind China. Well, about 50-something countries took part. They came second behind China. They went to the Islamic Games, and then they came out with medals. And up till now, the National Sports Commission have not, done. Some of these people borrowed money to train. Especially those are because of whatever the sophistication. So basically, there are things that we're asking ourselves: where if you are funding, what are we funding? It is not just razzmatazz. It is the fundamentals.
Ken, I totally agree with you, and I think the NSA has done more in terms of optics than metrics. We need to be able to evaluate what you have done based on grassroots, genuine and holistic grassroots sports development. You are talking about, our Paralympians that have made us proud. What else do you need as a country than your athletes making you proud and laundering your image, and you don't even have to pay PRS part for that? So if they have done that and they have not been rewarded, it begs the question, what exactly is the NSC doing?
They have not even been received.
Okay. I think I'll go back to those coaches. As a national team coach, you should have your network. And your network will become your net worth. ABB, who is now the president of Porto, that won the league.
Was assistant to...
No, it started as a neighbor. They were staying in the same plot. The same way Morio also became an interpreter for the great
Robson,
The coaches also be deliberate in mentoring people. We have a whole lot of young stars who send them to any match, they will give you a report. So you don't even need to spend that much.
How much you need to send that out? Let's talk about maybe...
If
they are somewhere...
At the secondary school level, you have the... I don't know what they call them now. They used to be SMC. So now this is what happened. Because you already have the schools in every area. You have the games master. So you can say, okay, for who is the games master for this place? Go to this tournament, get me the names. So you don't even need to travel, just need to get the report. And now internet has made everything so easy.
But he was one that was laughing at Manchester United that they signed baby without looking, without
Yes.
But Ken, I think we need to take ourselves more seriously.
Okoya said something about the scouting network, but the worry that I have is that who is going to empower coaches
when they bring them, when you identify them.
When you identify, no, I think the network is all right to have your own scouting network.
That's what I'm saying,
But you do not have scouting networks based on no money.
So
you need to be able to fund whatever scouting network.
Let it go to the next level. After you have identified them,
what next?
What next do you do?
One, we have academies. Unlike before that, now we have more academies because they tend to make pecuniary reasons. Now, you are inviting players you think you can use.
Definitely.
So once you have that recommendation and these players are within the age grade, then when you have your camp, you invite them and see the ones you can pick. A country of yes, we've not done our census.
So Jimmy should not be crying that they are injured.
No, but I think the coaches should also elevate themselves.
The talent development scheme of NFF
I hope we still have
was
some
not
time.
used to provide
the
players
right
for
on
our
your
team.
screen, though. So what are you guys will see by not opening the lines? We just open the lines today now, and then you guys have not joined the show so that we can hear you and see where you have to say. But we can, okay, here's today's fixtures.
So Aston Villa takes on relegated Burnley. Crystal Palace, the deciding factor, takes on Everton. Newcastle in Nottingham, while West Ham United, London Derby, takes on Arsenal.
Call that name well.
West Ham United.
West Ham, call the Arsenal well
the
now.
former Conference Cup winner.
Chelsea stopped 6-game losing streak and got Liverpool. A valuable at Liverpool, of all places.
Yes. So Sunderland, barring draw with Manchester United.
Yeah.
Brighton making claim for the European spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Against 3-0 winners over Wolves. Then Fulham losing out to Bournemouth on a winning streak. Then Manchester City 3-0 better over Brentford.
Let's hear from Pep after this. Let us see, because like somebody said he was begging West Ham to do him a favor. Let's hear from Pep Guardiola.
I don't know. We are fighting with quite similar with Liverpool in the past, against a colossal team. It's the final Champions League. Didn't lose one game in this competition. Have been top of the league almost all season. So it's not in our hands now. So it depends on. They have to drop points, but only we can do is Wednesday win again and. Play the final FA Cup and Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I was in that moment, is not, I would say, the best place to go. And look, Aston Villa, the last one. So our calendar is really, really demanding and today. But it's simple. So it's just 2 weeks, and one more day and season will be over. And we have to, every moment, and the spirit I've seen, I don't know how many games we have won in the last 10, 11 games, I think, except Everton, we won everything. So this is the team that define. And at the end, you can lose, but try to do our job and we'll see what happens. I love to be here again. Almost we finished second again in this season minimum, so I love it. I love to be here. I did enjoy last season, and the moment we are fighting to qualify for the Champions League was so difficult. I love to Carabao in our pocket. We played the FA Cup final in Wembley, like it's the most beautiful game of the season in this, because both, we live many times. It's so beautiful, and yeah, I love it. I like it. I'm so happy. What? Tension? No. I don't have to take a look in the table because I look the table in my head. I know the opponents and the goals difference and everything.
The table. When he's dreaming, when he's even everything on that table is here. Okay.
Humble.
He's humble now.
Humble.
He's humble now.
Very. No, he has always been humble. That is the table.
No. This time around, the humility is.
That is.
And Celtic, 2 goals in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Leading 3-1.
Wow, Celtic is winning this league. The way it's turning out to be.
Almost winning the league. Almost winning the league.
If it ends this way.
Because they are just 1 point behind us. And they have matches on Wednesday.
Yes.
And the last match on
they'll take that at Celtic Park.
Yeah.
I wish I can go back and watch that game.
Three games away.
Yeah.
It may be 2, depending on the outcome. But today, Ken.
Yes.
When Arsenal does the needful, I'm not saying if. When Arsenal does the needful, just count Arsenal as the winners of this particular EPL. Okoye agrees with me because against Crystal Palace, there is a sign. There's a particular sign-on clause. For AZ, that
10 million.
if 10 million.
If the league is won.
So Crystal Palace, you don't expect Crystal Palace to defeat Arsenal.
Crystal Palace are also playing in the final, in the Conference League final, and then they ask him if he's going to field all his strong squad, and they said, look, so people are always saying he's going to field a weakened team against Arsenal, but let's wait until that time and see what is going to happen. So if they need to get.
But Ken, I'm sure everywhere will scatter if Arsenal wins this.
No, but Arsenal.
Why will everywhere scatter?
4 games away from an unprecedented double. Can you remember I've been talking about it? I counted it for you from 9 games, 8 games, 7, 6, 5, we are now 4 games away from an unprecedented double.
No, but Jimmy and City are also how many games from a second domestic treble?
Yeah.
I mean, if City does anything, you don't count it as anything. It's nothing mega. But for Arsenal, because of the banter, because
Jimmy, Leicester has won the league
10 years ago.
10
years ago.
Blackburn has been relegated to the
So I don't understand. You said you are winning this thing. You were talking about invisible.
When you banter Arsenal for not having won for how many years,
but
you don't remember that.
I think they deserve.
But when Arsenal are about to win, you say, what is the thing now?
They deserve it.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
They deserve it. They deserve it.
Congratulations in advance. Can you stretch your hand?
How can I congratulate you when you have not won? Okay, if eventually you don't win it, will I take back my congratulations?
They deserve it.
We are going.
Yeah, great games to come. And I think we should just clamor on the NSC to do more in terms of grassroots sports development.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened yesterday in South Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns winning 7-4 because they needed to breach the goal difference against Orlando Pirates. I hope something will not come out of it later. But let's keep our fingers crossed.
It has happened. They needed to score the goal and they scored it. When it happens in Europe, we say nothing about it. We have seen it happen in Europe. So it's whatever it is. But then 32 days to the World Cup. Falconers are going to the World Cup, the House, and then our relatives are of course, we have brought this CC here so that she will give us an update on what happened. But on Tiburichi on Sunday, next week, I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.